Hi everyone, welcome to class. I'm Kate. I'm an English teacher here on Verbling, and today's class is for intermediate learners, and it's focused on writing. So it's been a while since I've done a writing class, but I love writing classes because I think it's a great opportunity to learn from your peers. So essentially, hi Matt, how's it going?
Hi, Kate.
How are you?
Fine, thanks. And you?
I'm doing well, thanks. Nice to see you.
You stay in Spain?
Sorry?
Also,
I'm living in Spain, yeah.
you live also. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I think for just a little time.
Okay. No, no, no. Yeah,
You live in
I live
Spain.
in Spain. Yeah, I live in Spain. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know because
Um,
I never been in Spain.
oh, really? It's so
No,
close to
no,
you.
no, never been. I never
Yeah.
been.
Yeah, well, it's nearby, right?
It's hot now.
Sorry? It's still warm, yeah, in Barcelona. It's still warm.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
Wow, big city,
And
Barcelona.
it is a big city. And where in Italy do you live again?
I live in the northeast, near Venice.
Near Venice. Okay. I've actually
Venice.
never been to Italy, so it's on my
You?
list.
You've never been in Italy?
No.
Oh, wow.
What's
I,
if you have to visit one place in Italy,
well,
where's the best place to go?
for me in Italy, the best place for visiting for me it's Roma
You think Rome?
city, because it's very old city.
Yeah, a lot of history, a lot of
Yeah,
things to see.
story, the Romans. Okay,
Of course.
story.
Okay. Great. All right. So let's see. We have some students arriving. Um, so let's see. I was just speaking with Matt. Hi, Enof.
Hi, teacher Kathleen. How are
How
you?
are good? How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Good. Nice to see you again. And hello, Anna.
Hi, teacher.
How are you?
Oh, fine, thank you. What about you?
Doing well, thanks. And hi, Anna from the chat box. Yes. Oh my God, it is a writing class. Okay. So, welcome to the three of you and to those of you watching. Again, today's class is focused on writing for intermediate learners. So essentially, what I'll do is I will give you a choice of five different topics, I think, to write about. And then I'll give you about 15 to 20 minutes to just write as much as you can, right? And so focusing on how you're structuring or organizing your writing, right? Should have a clear outline with an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. You should be trying to use connectors and good transitions between sentences. And what I also hope you'll do is try to use some things that you've been learning in your verbling classes, right? So experiment with new verb tenses and things like that. Okay. And then after about 20 minutes, uh, when everyone has finished writing, I'll say stop, and then one by one we will share what we've written, and both your classmates and I will give you feedback. So, your classmates will say what they think you've done well, what they think you should work on, and I'll help you with any mistakes or things that I think you need to work on as well. Okay, and hi, Ahmed.
Hi, teacher. Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Fine. Thank you.
Good. Welcome to class. Okay. All right. So let me just, before we get started, I want to ask the four of you, do you like to write in general?
I generally write only for work.
For work?
Yeah.
And do you have to write in English ever?
Yeah, in English, but emails or something like this, so generally it's short.
Right, it's short, it's kind of, it has a specific format.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And the rest of you?
Usually I just writing an email, saying an email, but I think I would like learn write most.
So you want to be able to write more in English?
Yes,
Yeah.
because for me it's important writing. Right.
Absolutely. I think writing is a really important skill in whatever field you're in, right? So no matter what your job is, if you're a strong writer, especially in English, I think it's helpful.
I like in the future writing a book, my book.
You would like to write a book.
In the future.
That's interesting. Okay, let's see. Oh, and welcome, Rafa.
Thank you, teacher.
How's it going?
It's going perfect. A pretty nice day. Hot, as you know, because you are too in Spain. But I was playing tennis this morning with my mate. Returning to my job for some hours and enjoy with your classes, I hope.
Cool. Awesome. Great. And okay, so it sounds like some of you write for work. Let's see. So I've heard from Matt and Anna. Inav, Rafa, Ahmed, what's your experience with writing in English or writing in general? Do you like to write? Do you write frequently?
I write almost every day at WhatsApp. No more.
On WhatsApp, okay.
But some years ago, I was writing a lot because my job, I need to write some essays about psychology and other issues, and I was used to write a lot.
So you used to write a lot. Okay. Oh, Inola. Okay. And Ahmed, what about you?
Yes, I really need to learn how to write because I want to continue my studying, and I think it is essential to know how to write, especially academic writing.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, good. Inam's back. Okay. Yeah. Good. I think as you said, Ahmed, it's a very important skill. Yeah. So again, I think I'm not sure if everyone was here. I'll just quickly go over the format of the class. Again, so you'll have 5 different topics. You choose one, write for about 15 to 20 minutes. I'll say stop, and we'll share what we have written with our classmates. Both your classmates and I will give you feedback. What was I going to say? Try not to use dictionaries, translators, things like that, because just try to use what you know. And if you make mistakes, that's okay. All right, so are there any questions before we get started? Okay, so I'm going to share the prompts or the topics with you. You can, let's see, can everyone see this? Oops.
Yes, I can see that.
Okay, wait, this is too big now. No, it's almost small enough. Hold on. Okay, all right. Is this big enough to read? Okay, so I want you, all of you, just take a few minutes and read through all of the prompts. There are 5 of them, and and I'll be here to answer questions if you're confused by any vocabulary. And then whenever you're ready, you can just choose one and start writing. Okay? And I'll say you'll have until about the half hour, right? So whatever time it is in your country, 30. That's when we'll stop. And so I'm here to answer questions about the prompt or any questions you have while writing. If there are no questions, again, you can just feel free to get started. Are there any questions? Okay, bye, Rafa. And so, yeah, for everyone else, just take until about the 30-minute mark of the class. So about halfway through the class, we'll stop, and then I'll give each of you some feedback on what you've written.
Kate, sorry, we must choose one this question you put in the screen, or
Yeah, one of these questions from on the screen.
Okay.
As sort of the topic for your
Okay,
whatever you're writing.
And give an answer.
Yeah, so just
our answer. Okay.
yeah, and answer it, and just try to write as much as you can, right? So these are just topics. You can use them. You can only discuss these topics. You can expand on these topics, but the idea is just to write sort of like a persuasive paper. Maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs about this topic. Okay, so you should be about halfway through your essay. You have about 9 or 10 minutes left. And then we'll stop and review them. And as always, I'm here for questions while you're writing. Okay, everyone. So you should be finishing up your writing now. I'll give you, another minute or two to wrap things up. Try to have some sort of a conclusion that ties your writing together, and then we'll start sharing. Okay, so stop writing now. All right, is everyone at a good stopping point?
You write
More or
one
less?
paragraph.
Okay, okay.
That's okay. That's okay. So, the idea is just to get writing and to practice, right?
Yeah.
So, and we'll see how everyone did. Okay, so first of all, I want to ask, how was that? Was it difficult to think of things to say? Did you feel like you had enough time? Too much time? Not enough time?
Not enough time.
Yeah, I think not enough time.
Not enough
to
time?
make- Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It always happens like that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's look at all of your writing and see how it goes. I'm excited to see what you've written. So, who is the brave student who would like to share his or her writing first?
Me?
Okay, Anna. Great.
Yeah.
Brave. Can you share your screen with us?
Yeah, or I can paste even in the chat
Oh,
box.
sure. Whatever you like. Okay, great.
I have choose the first one, the first prompt.
Great. Okay, do you want to read it out loud?
Okay.
Okay, great.
Okay. The all-girls schools are becoming every day more popular, but are we sure that it could be a good thing for our society? These girls will become a woman, and one day they will be a part of company as well as men. If we follow this concept, create a school only for women is like to create a special world that doesn't exist outside the school. Learn to discuss with the other people, male or female, is the most important aim that the school has to do. Give the tools to express in the best way, but even learn to listen others and values and ideas. Be part of the world doesn't mean create a special world for each one, but find a way to live together with tolerance. This new type of oops, I make a mistake, of school is not good for the young woman as well as the young man. They will not have the chance to learn something to the other world. The combination of different elements create always the best results.
Awesome. Really, really good. Yeah, I think that was great. And I'm very impressed. I think, first of all, it was well organized, right? It had a clear introduction, a conclusion, and I think, you transitioned well between ideas, right? So I understood exactly what you were trying to say. Classmates, I want to hear feedback from Matt and from Inav first. What did you think of Anna's writing?
I think the writing is good and the content is interesting. I agree with the combination of different elements will better education like that. Yeah.
For sure.
That's it. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks. Any other comments? Okay, so let's go through it. There are a few, obviously small errors, but nothing major. I think, Anna, one thing you have to look out for is a couple of things are gerunds and infinitives, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this can be tricky in any language, but here, so let's see. These girls will become women. Okay, I'll find an example later. Let's see. But let's just go through it paragraph by paragraph, and I'll just point out a few things.
Okay.
Okay? So in the second sentence, these girls will become women, and one day they will be part of companies as well as men. So this is confusing, because when you read it, obviously I know what you mean, that both women and men will work at these companies. But the way you structured the sentence, it sounds like women will be part of companies and women will be part of men. Do you see what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
So it's those confusing grammar structures that can really change how clear the meaning is. So I would say, and one day they will work at the same companies as men, something like that. Right? Okay. And then in the following sentence is where we run into the infinitive gerund thing. So if we follow this concept, create, here that should be the gerund, creating.
Creating.
Okay.
Creating a school as a subject. Creating a school for women is like, again, creating a special world that doesn't exist outside the school. Yeah, I thought that was a really interesting point. Okay, and then in the following paragraph, the first sentence is the same problem. So instead of learning, yeah, to discuss with the other people. Usually we just say other people without the. So learning to discuss with other people, male or female, it's the most important aim that the school is to do, great. And then again, give. Should be
Giving.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's really just this, I mean, it's good because it's this one problem that if you fix this, it fixes almost all of the problems in the writing, right? So
Okay.
you should think of this as a good thing. So giving girls the tools to express themselves in the best way, but even, again, learning to listen to. Okay. This is something that I want all of you to look at. To listen to someone, right? So you don't listen someone, you listen to someone. So it should be, but even learning to listen to others and fight for their values and ideas. Okay, great. And then instead of be in the next sentence, being, good. Being might sound strange, but totally fine. Being part of the world doesn't mean creating a special world, but finding a way to live together with tolerance.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so in some places, when you learn grammar, they say you have the choice between the gerund and the infinitive as the subject of the sentence. If it's the infinitive, you always have to have to. But it's more common to hear the gerund, the ing term. Okay? So it's really that one thing. So just, I think for you, when you think it should just be the bare infinitive, just put the ing. Right?
Okay.
As a rule. If it's the subject or an object of the sentence. Yeah. But otherwise, I mean, I thought as far as organization, sentence structure was varied, right? The way you organize things was really, really great. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, cool. And classmates, do you have any other comments or questions for Anna? Okay, so can I have another student volunteer to share what he or she has written, or what he has written, I suppose.
Maybe me.
Okay, no,
I'll screen share my writing.
sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. I choose the problem to
Can
think
you
our society is.
can you
Yeah.
make it a little bit bigger?
Okay. I'll make it a bit bigger. Okay. Still okay?
I can see it. Oh wait, yeah, now it's better. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I think. Okay. I think in the modern society, like nowadays, people are becoming more dependent on technologies, whether they use it for some necessary purposes or they just want to use it to make their lives easier. These, particularly in the education area, are growing very fast this decade. People are from traditional phones to smartphones, and I think about 6 out of 10, just based on my opinion, people who live in cities are now using smartphones. The reason smartphones became popular among our society, in my opinion, is people are using smartphones not only for communicating, they are using smartphones to make their lives easier, like doing note-taking, track their schedule, watch movies on the go, even shopping. In conclusion, I think our society, especially in big cities, is now dependent on smartphones.
Cool. Thank you. All right, great. So I think, again, a lot of good points, you know, a little bit shorter, but still a well-organized essay. I think, you know, if this were a more formal piece, you would want to make it a little bit more clear, you know, have an introduction and then state all of your points and then, you know, have more of a separate conclusion. But I think, you know, for just one paragraph, this is a great start. So, class, what are your initial reactions to Inav's writing? What do you think he did well? What are some things he could work on?
Well, maybe I noticed that he put, based on my opinion,
Yeah.
2 times. One, it's with, I don't know, how do you call,
Parentheses.
yeah, the parentheses, and one not. That it seems weird. You can use it or otherwise not.
Oh, okay, so the same thing, and once it was in parentheses and once not.
But for the rest, yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Good.
I will know if he is agree or disagree with this technology, his addiction to the smartphone or not.
Okay, so you're saying you don't know what his opinion is.
Yeah, at the end, yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. I think so instead of saying more, I think he's saying yes, people are dependent on them, but
Yeah.
he doesn't really say if it's a good thing or a bad thing. So yeah, that's something that, you know, if you wanted to expand on this, that you would want to state your opinion a little bit more strongly. Absolutely, yeah. And then with regard to saying, in my opinion, I think English learners tend to fall back on, in my opinion, in my opinion, in my opinion, right? It's something that's repeated very frequently.
Yeah.
So it's something that you can, often in writing, like when speaking, we could say, well, from my point of view, or as it seems to me. But in writing, we can often just take it out. And the essay sounds more direct and more, you know, and cleaner. So you could say, so even from the beginning, you know, take out the I think. So in modern society, people are becoming more dependent, with an E, on technology. So things like that. And so I think, you know, if this is sort of a persuasive piece, as Anna was saying, you know, we know this is your opinion, so you can say, in my opinion, maybe once, but usually it's not necessary.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And let's see. And I think about 6 out of 10 people living in cities are using smartphones.
Is this right? I placed the parentheses here.
Sorry?
Is this right? I put the parentheses here.
Yeah, you
Like
can just
base-
take that out, to be honest.
Like that.
Yeah. Right, so people are moving from traditional phones to smartphones. And there you could say, instead of saying, and I think about 6 out of 10, you could even say, and around, if you're not sure
around,
about a
yeah.
figure, around 6 out of 10.
Around.
That's saying, you know, my estimate. It's implied there.
Yeah.
And you don't even need the I think again.
Oh, yeah.
They're using smartphones. Okay. And then in this last sentence, so they're using smartphones to make their lives easier, like doing note-taking, track their schedules, watch movies on the go, and even shopping. So these are a lot of good points, but there's a problem with the structure of the sentence. It's not parallel. Has anyone talked about this in writing classes, having the structures you use be parallel? So if you're listing different items, like you are here, you have to use the same, like if you're using the infinitive, you have to make all of them the infinitive. Right? So here it should be, so you start with doing, which is a gerund, and then you switch to a bare infinitive. So you could say like doing note-taking, tracking their schedules, watching, right? Watching movies, and even shopping. Yeah, so that's something to look out for, and that's something that you know, English native speakers make mistakes with. So don't worry about that. But it's just something that you should be conscious of, right? When we're speaking, it doesn't matter as much, but in writing, be really careful about having these parallel structures. Okay, and then otherwise, I think, you know, a lot of good, strong points. And it's just, you know, be more confident in your opinion. You don't have to say, I think. It's just, this is my opinion. I'm stating it for the world to see.
I'm using it too much, Yeah,
and that would be my biggest thing. If for Anna it was the gerund, for you it was the in my opinion. Yeah. Okay. Any questions?
Okay. I think that's it. Yeah.
Great.
Hello?
Very good. Thank you for your comments for our email. Okay, great. So let's see. Matt and Ahmed, would either of you like to share next?
Okay.
All right. So Matt, let's see yours, and then Ahmed, I'll make sure that we have time for yours as well. Okay, so Matt, why don't you send us your writing?
Can I share my screen?
Oh, okay. Who would like to go first?
Okay, go ahead, Ahmed.
Okay.
Ahmed.
All right, Ahmed, yeah, share your screen.
Okay. Yeah. Do you see the screen now?
Yeah, can you make it bigger though?
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Schools play an essential role for our life. Should I read or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Almost all children over the world attend school. Some countries have single-sex school and others have other sex in the same schools. Scholars have studied this issue to determine which type of school is much better. Each type of schools have advantages and disadvantages. In single-sex school, children will be with the same sex students. There are advantages to this kind of schools, such as students will have the same characters. To explain this point, girls have different behavior than boys. For example, girls like to talk, take care for their appearance, and more emotion than boys, whereas boys like to play soccer and physical sports. On the other hand, in multi-sex schools, boys and girls will be together. One advantage of this is that boys and girls will learn how to communicate with other sex. Moreover, they can learn more skill because each sex have its strength and weakness. To sum up, single-sex school is much better than multi-sex school because of students will concentrate on their studies.
Great. Okay, thank you, Ahmed. So I want to say, first of all, that this is very well organized, right? So, wait, can you go back to your essay? Oh, you're sharing the doc. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So, so super well organized, right? I think you made it really clear. This is the introduction. These are my points. This is my counterpoint, and this is my conclusion. So great. Class, do you have any comments from the start? Okay. Well, I think Ahmed, you made a really good use of connectors, right? So things like moreover, therefore, which helped again with this structure. I can't open that Google Doc. Could you paste your essay into the Verbling box, just so we can look at it here? Great, thanks. Okay, so if your classmates, if you feel like you want to jump in at any point, but I'm just going to start going through some things. Okay, so again, good introduction, right? I like the addition of scholars have studied this issue, right? It's kind of saying this is something that a lot of people have considered, and here I'm going to give you my point of view. One thing, when we talk about a type of, when we use this construction, after you use the singular noun. So this type of school, singular, or sorry, each type of school has advantages and disadvantages, right? And then in the next sentence, in single-sex schools is what it should be. That should be plural. Okay, so good. Generalizing a little bit about girls' behavior. Not all girls are like that, but that's okay. And so girls like to talk, take care of their appearances, and are more emotional than boys, or have stronger emotions than boys. Okay, and again, what I really liked, so class, this is something that all of you should look at. So in almost every sentence, Ahmed connects the next sentence to the previous sentence using these connector words like, for example, to explain this point, right? He uses connectors that contrast two ideas as well. So I really liked, where you're using whereas, boys like to play soccer and physical sports. And on the other hand, da-da-da. So really, really great use of connectors throughout this. Let's see. Moreover, again, moreover is like also. But in this sentence, moreover, they can learn more skills because each sex has its strengths. So I think instead of strong is the adjective, and strength or strengths is the noun, right? So there you want to say has its strengths and weaknesses. And here again, I would just talk about, when we talk about an issue like this, we'll usually say single-sex schools or multi-sex schools. And instead of saying multi-sex, we say coeducational. Talk about girls and boys. Okay? So just some small changes. I think what you really excel in, Ahmed, is structuring your writing. So great work with that. Do you have any questions for me?
No, thank you.
Okay, great. And Matt, let's see yours.
Okay.
Right.
I have just my answer. The prompt is the second
Okay.
technology, smartphone. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I put in the chat. Okay.
Okay, do you want to read it for us?
Okay, I think as our modern society unfortunately will become most always dependent from smartphone, and in this moment we are just at first of high trend, because the people in all of the world could be connected for fine and have everything as they need for life, for live better everywhere they stay. However, they have very problem of resolve for give a good connection internet everywhere, and often it needed smartphone with high technical performance for have a lot of service. In the last time, is it possible to have a good smartphone from China cheap with high performance as possible by online direct from China?
Cool. Good. Okay. So so similar to Enoch, a lot of different strong points in support of an argument, which is great. I think with more time, I would make it a little bit more organized, but yeah, I think it's a really good start. So in the interest of time, let's just go through this. So some problems with verb tenses, right, Matt? So will, became is the past tense. So you would say, I think as our modern society unfortunately becomes, right? So just keep it simple. So as our society becomes almost always dependent, to be dependent on something. So instead of dependent from smartphones, it would be dependent on smartphones, right? So, and in this moment, we are just at first. Okay, so you could, instead of at first, you can say at the beginning of.
Ah, yeah, begin.
Right, at the beginning of this trend. Okay, great. Because the people in all the world could be connected to find, right, instead of for. This is a problem that some Italian and Spanish speakers have. Instead of saying for there, you need to use to. So because people in the world could be connected to find and have everything as they need to live better, again.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Usually, the Italian and Spanish people use the for of to.
Yeah, it's a problem I've noticed. Yeah. Yeah. So just make sure because even though we're saying for that purpose, we use the preposition to.
Okay.
And then good. In the last sentence, okay, so what do you mean here by in the last time?
I mean, last time.
Recently.
Yes,
Okay,
recently.
okay, got it. So you should, so recently, instead of saying in the last time, you should say recently it has become possible, right?
Oh.
It has become possible to have a good smartphone from China that is cheap with high performance.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it's better recently because it's the same with Italian.
Yeah, and it's easier, right?
It's easy
just
for
one
me.
word. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think, you know, those are the main things that I noticed, right? I think as far as you also use some good connectors, right? So using things like because, however, right? Showing contrast between different ideas. So, do you have any questions, Matt?
No.
Okay.
It's
Good.
clear.
Great. Okay. So, unfortunately, class, we're out of time. Are there any last-minute questions or thoughts?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. Yeah.
If you know, please, a good website to learn writing. Could you please, if you know,
Sorry?
a good website to learn writing?
A good website to learn writing. You know, I will have to think about that. But if I think of something, I will post it on my Verbling teacher Facebook page, okay? Let me think about it, and I'll post something on my Facebook page. Okay?
Okay.
All right, good question. I just wrote it down. Okay, so thank you all so much for coming to class and sharing your writing. As always, feel free to message me with questions, either on Verbling or on my Facebook teacher page. Okay? So have a great day, everyone, and I will see you all soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.